Good morning, Darla real estate agent in South Louisiana with a real broker. Here's a question that I get asked lots of times from people who are renting but want to be a buyer. Something to keep in mind: if you are renting, you are paying 100% interest on something you will never own. So keep that in mind, okay? The single most important thing that you can do as a buyer is find yourself a real estate agent who loves real estate, who loves dealing with buyers and helping buyers navigate the process, who loves negotiating for you, the buyer, the absolute lowest price and the best terms. That is your number one goal when you are thinking about buying, is get yourself a real estate agent who you know, like, and trust, and who you know closes lots and lots of transactions. All right? The next most important step, if you are thinking about buying anytime soon, is to get yourself pre-approved. And so here are some things to do and not to do if you want to buy a house in the next few weeks, next few months, next few years. This is crucial. Do not change jobs unless you are getting a promotion or something like that. I dealt with a couple yesterday who was trying to get pre-approved, and one of them went from a job where they had a really good salary to a commission-based job just a few months ago. Well, what happens is when you're switched from a company where you're guaranteed to get paid every 2 weeks or every month, and then you decide to switch jobs to a commission-based job, if you've only been there a few months, there is no way for a lender to know what is your track record, right? So for me, I'll give you an example. I worked for Acadia Parish School Board before I got into real estate, and my very first year in real estate, I spent so much money on marketing and advertising that I netted negative $2,000 my first year in real estate. So listen, my first year in real estate, if I had wanted to buy a house, it would have not been possible because I made negative $2,000, all right? Now, after I had been a real estate agent the second year, that was absolutely a different number. But if you go from a position where you're getting paid every week or every month and you have a set salary or you get overtime to a commission-based job, if you're very early in that job, the likelihood of you getting pre-approved for a home are slim to none, okay? So listen, we live in a society today where everything looks bigger and better, and lots of people don't stick with a job for very long. That's gonna kill you when you go to get pre-approved for a house. If you're a buyer, you wanting to buy in the next few weeks, next few months, next few years, I would say stick it out. Stick it out. If you're changing jobs every few months or every year, you're going to not be able to get pre-approved for a house, all right? So if you've been in a position and you're making pretty decent money and you're wanting to buy a house soon, stick it out until you close on the house. Another thing, if you're thinking about buying a house and you're going to be buying it in the next few weeks or months, you do not want to give anyone your social security number. Anyone except the mortgage broker or the lender or the bank that's qualifying you for the house. That is it. Do not go refinance anything. Do not purchase a vehicle. Do not purchase a motorcycle or a boat or a side-by-side. Do not spend a whole lot of money for Christmas putting things on credit cards. Do not go finance furniture or appliances or anything like that. If you are thinking very seriously about buying a house in the next few weeks and months, that is your number one priority. Saving money, stopping spending frivolously, and not quitting a job or changing jobs. Now, if you're in a job where, let's say you're an RN and you're going to school and you're going to be a nurse anesthetist whenever you get your degree, so you're getting a promotion, absolutely. That is never going to look bad on your credit. But if you're one of those people who just decide to quit your job or change your job every time the wind blows because you're pissed off at the boss, that is not going to help you get pre-approved. If you are, let's say, in college and you've been working this little job the whole time you're in college, and when you graduate from college, you get a job based on your degree, that is absolutely a good thing, all right? That is a good thing. So if you're looking to buy a house in the next few weeks, months, you don't want anyone to pull your credit except the lender, the mortgage broker, or the bank, okay? You don't want to go buy a vehicle. You don't want to finance a boat or a side-by-side or a vacation. You do not want to put a whole lot of money on any of the credit cards that you already have. You want to work like mad to save, and to get your credit score up. You don't want to pay off credit cards. You want to pay down the debt and leave a little balance. You do not want to cancel credit cards, all right, because all of that is credit history. So there are some important things that you want to do. And then once you feel like it is time and you are ready to buy a home, you, number one, want to find yourself a real estate agent that you know, like, and trust, and say to them, who are your favorite mortgage brokers, your favorite lenders around that have the best rates, the best terms, and are amazing to deal with? You want them to recommend somebody. Listen, a bank is not the best place to get pre-approved for a house. There's only one exception that I will tell you. I have worked with Abbeville Building and Loan quite a few times for loans. If you want to put down 20% or more, Abbeville Building and Loan is a great bank to go through, okay? If you're not wanting to put anything down, if you are in a family of 4 or less and make less than gross $112,000 a year, and your credit is fairly decent, you may very well qualify for 100% financing, all right? If your credit is not that great and you have a lot of debt, you may very well qualify for an FHA loan, which means you're putting 3.5% down of the sale price, all right? Keep that in mind. If you're a veteran, VA loans are 100% financing. It is a great loan to have if you've ever been in the military at all. A VA loan is a great loan to have, and that's 100% financing. So listen, number one, get yourself a real estate agent who you know, like, and trust, who loves negotiating, who loves working with buyers, and who is going to answer every single one of your questions, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. Ask all those hard questions, all right? And number two, get yourself pre-approved so that you know your budget and you know what loan type you're approved for. But listen, once you decide that you want to buy, you have to be dedicated to saving money, working on your credit, not spending frivolously, all those things, right? And during the Christmas holidays, that's not easy. It is absolutely not easy. If you want to be in a home before the end of this year, it is absolutely doable. It's absolutely doable. So if you have questions, if you're thinking about buying and you're not sure where to start, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Remember, in real estate, it can be very complicated. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Ask questions. It's the only way you're going to learn, right? And if you're dealing with a real estate agent who is not patient with you and who doesn't want to answer all your questions, fire them and find you a real estate agent who is going to be very patient with you and who is going to answer all your questions. Listen, in Acadiana alone, there are over 1,800 real estate agents. In all of South Louisiana, I can't even tell you how many. There are so many. We are a dime a dozen. We all work differently. We all have our own work ethic. We all have our own background. So if you're working with someone that you don't trust completely, get yourself a new agent. Y'all enjoy this week. And if there's anything I could ever do to help you, I'd love to have a conversation with you. You can call me. You can text me. Y'all have a great day. Take care.